What's up, everybody? It's Jared with Capture the Magic, and it's not breaking news that the rivers of America are going to go away as Disney has decided to demolish them to make way for a Cars-themed area of Frontierland.
Right to jail, right away.
This video is about the fact that apparently the rivers of America are not going down without a fight. And I suppose you could say Disney is determined to demolish them, and perhaps Mother Nature, God, or the rivers themselves, maybe Walt's ghost out here, is trying to make sure that they don't go away, as there's been lots of rain in the area, and the rivers are now full again after they were drained. And it's kind of interesting. So in this video, we're going to go through what this looks like right now and how much of a delay could this cause, because we are in hurricane season right now, and this could continue to be an issue for Disney potentially, as it seems like lots of rain here have made the rivers kind of come back to life here. So we got a little article from Blog Mickey talking about this as they were at the park to check this out. And it says, rivers refilled. Rivers of America draining faces continued setbacks following heavy rain. And it has been raining very heavily the past couple of days. Like, typically in Florida, afternoons you get lots of rain, but this has been maybe not constant all day long, but just lots of heavy rain in various spurts. So I'm actually not too surprised to see the rivers are having this issue right now. They say life finds a way.
Oh, there it is.
Little Jeff Goldblum action. I thought I was going to Magic Kingdom this morning to take some photos of some progress on the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island demolition project, but instead I found a partially refilled Rivers of America. Some heavy storms have moved through the Central Florida area in recent days, causing the Rivers of America to retain some unwanted water. Heavy rain has been a setback that we've documented before, and now crews get to drain the river for what feels like the fifth time. That's the other thing. They have to go back in here and re-drain all this, so it's I'm sure they're not too happy about that. It says, I would estimate that the amount of water could be drained in a day or two, but we didn't see any activity on the site this morning. We also didn't notice any substantial progress on the scaffolding wall that Disney is building to block views of the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. And yeah, you can see here in the photos, I mean, you can just see what it looks like here. There is nothing blocking this. Now, they are going to block this off. This is why the scaffolding is there. But yeah, I mean, it's not as full as it was, before they started the whole process. But that has been a lot of rain that has refilled the rivers. It says, in some 3 to 5 years, this entire area will be transformed into Piston Peak National Park, a Cars-themed expansion of Frontierland. Because, of course, it makes tons of sense to put googly-eyed cartoon cars in Frontierland. But on the same topic, we do know, actually found this over on Facebook, of all places, from Dr. Disney. Because some people are actually asking, what were they going to do with the wildlife in there in terms of the fish? Because there's obviously going to be fish in here, many times probably alligators that they take out from time to time. Because if you're in Florida and there's a body of water, just assume that an alligator is in there. And don't go in there. That is not a great idea. But it says some 2,000 fish were removed from the Rivers of America in Magic Kingdom and relocated to the Seven Seas Lagoon. Central Florida Tourism Oversight District Administrator Stephanie Cope-Losos, maybe, I probably butchered that, my apologies, also had a careful count of which type of fish were relocated. It says 10% miscellaneous, which were catfish, Seminole killfish, mosquito fish, 20% largemouth bass, and 70% sunfishes. They said the CFTOD staff went in during the middle of the night to carefully remove the fish and move them to the new location. It says then afterwards, Disney began draining the Rivers of America. There were reports about dead fish in there, and I couldn't find any articles about it, but I mean, that is to be expected on this. And also on top of that, we may have had another culprit here. This is from my good friend Slime Square on Twitter X. It's breaking. Disney fans caught red-handed refilling Rivers of America with magical popcorn buckets. So whether it was the rain or perhaps Disney adults have taken to refilling the rivers themselves, obviously this is AI because that's not very accurate. But, one way or the other, the rivers are refusing to go away without a fight, I guess you could say here. But this is not going to change Disney's plans. They're still going to do this. But what is interesting is it is hurricane season, and this is not going to be the last time you get a lot of rain to come through here. So I guess a lot of this is just going to depend on how much rain continues to come through here. If they're going to wait for it to kind of move through, if they're going to try and drain this again to continue the work. So this may not be the last time that Disney has to drain the rivers to try and get the work done here. Now, Not to rehash an old video or older videos that I've done talking about this, I suppose this is the last time that I'm going to really be able to say my piece about the rivers of America being removed, which I think is a major mistake. I've talked about this before. I think a large body of water does a lot for ambiance in the area. I think it's going to forever change the way that Frontierland and Liberty Square feel and look. I think Haunted Mansion's going to feel weird. I think Big Thunder Mountain, when that reopens, it's going to be very strange to go over that, and the rivers are being gone. And of course, the Liberty Bell no longer being in operation, although it has not been destroyed yet. So perhaps that is going to come back in some way. Who knows what they end up doing with it, really. And I've never thought that putting cars in Frontierland makes a whole lot of sense, given their, googly-eyed cartoon cars that are going to be driving around Frontierland, which is a Wild West type of setting. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Although I will say, I think the Piston Peak National Park concept is a cool one. I actually like the idea of that, and I think it does have potential, but it kind of loses me whenever it becomes a cars-themed area. But I think even if it is a great land, it still doesn't make a lot of sense conceptually in terms of the theming of Frontierland. And of course, this decision has been met with lots of criticism and controversy about removing this, as this is an opening day attraction and it does have ties to Walt. I know that it was not the original. I think it's kind of funny that the rivers keep getting refilled. I think it's a little comical that keeps happening and Disney keeps having to go back in and drain it, being like making sure, hey, you sure you want to do this? And if all this was worth it. And, I think that's what a lot of people will have questions about. Is it going to be worth taking out the rivers? Because Piston Peak National Park better knock people's socks off. I've said that all along. If you're going to make this move, if you're going to take out this area of the park, whatever you replace it with needs to be one of, if not the best land you've ever done. And if it doesn't meet that level, I think it's going to leave a lot of people feeling very disappointed and frustrated by this move. And regardless, a lot of people, I think, are going to feel that way undoubtedly no matter what. But I do think that Imagineering has a lot of pressure on them. Not only this land, and of course you have Villains Land going in behind this, that's going to have a lot of pressure on it as well. So it is different in this period of time right now when you got Universal and Epic Universe. Is going to be directly judged with whatever Disney is going to do here. And not to mention, it needs to meet the standards of what Disney has done historically as well. And not to mention the rains here delaying this, but there were delays in even getting this far, as you had the state of Florida basically come out and delay the process when they filed for the permits here. They had to do some extra things due to some of the wildlife concerns and the environmental setbacks it could cause here. So this entire project has really been met with a lot of resistance from either the state, the fan base, and now you have Mother Nature. So it seems like at every turn, Disney might be having some signs here about, hey, don't do this. We're giving you all these opportunities to take the off-ramp and don't make this choice. And I don't think that Disney's going to decide not to do this. I think regardless, they're going to blow through all the warning signs and do this no matter what. And I suppose time will tell if this turns out to be a good move or this turns out to be a move that people look back on and say that was a major mistake. I think I know which way I'm going to feel ultimately, but like I said, I will wait until the finished product till I really give my final opinions, which I imagine will be sometime in the 2030s. But that's kind of where I stand on it. I kind of find all this very comical and kind of funny, lighthearted a little bit here. But in terms of the rivers, they're going to have to either drain these quickly before it rains again, because again, it's hurricane season, but they may have to do this a couple more times before they're able to fully get this drained out and really get moving on this area and see what kind of maybe delays this causes in the long term here. I guess we'll find out there. But it seems like one way or the other, the rivers are putting up a little bit of a fight before they go down here. But I guess we will see if there's more rain that comes through, how quickly Disney's able to drain this. And when we get more information on that, as it progresses, we will let you know on here and talk about it. But for now, that is going to be it, though, for this video. So if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel as we do all this coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about the rivers of America putting up a bit of a fight before they go away? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.